Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. When you talk about pro touring cars, really what is the definition of a pro touring car? Well, we talk about, maybe modified drivetrains. Does four-wheel disc brakes and just four-wheel disc brakes make it pro touring? Does some upgraded shocks make it pro touring? I don't really know what that answer is, but for me, pro touring says you have to have the combination of a lot of upgrades on a car versus the way it rolled out of the factory from the way it was stock. So as we walk around this car here, this is one of those cars that cost well over $100,000 to build, that truly in the 3,000 cars that we've had is in the top 10 ever. And the reason I know this, I've driven this home several days in a row, and when I say to you, not only is this car spectacular to look at, but its drivability is like everyday drivability in a 40-year-old car, which is what some people are really looking for. So let's take a walk around and we'll look at things like, we'll look at the quality of the body first, and then I'm gonna show you something about the car you're gonna go, wow, I never would have noticed that. Or I totally noticed that right away. How do they do that? So come on over and let's take a peek at the paint first. And I'm carrying around the window stickers of the car because there's so many items on it, I'm not gonna remember everything. I just sometimes have to read off it, and I apologize for that. So anyway, come on over, let's see. So like this right here, look at this paint. You can read everything in there, and this is beautiful too because you can barely feel the stripes in here. So when they laid down the black paint over the red, they clear coated everything, and it's just beautiful. Sheet metal seems to be rust-free everywhere. The panels are in great shape. I love the front end of this car here with the Super Sport grille, the front and rear spoilers. It looks like a fairly stock car until you start to walk around and see some things. So let's walk around here and we'll kind of look at a couple small things. These are 19-inch alloys in here, and look at the size of the Wilwood brakes. Not only are they the Wilwood brakes, but they're cross-drilled, slotted, three-piece rotors. They're a pretty expensive system. It's in the $4,000 range for all of that, plus the wheels and tires are another, $3 or $4 grand. They're Brightons. They're Brightons right here. And then they also have a fully adjustable suspension for ride height and things like that all up in there. So this whole combination is somewhere around the 10 grand mark once you put everything together. Just this area here alone. So you can clearly see how easy it is to spend some money very quickly. So you say, okay, cool, the wheels and tires look awesome in here. Look how they fit inside the car. Look at the stance of the car. Look at the body lines of this car. Just the way it lines up and things like that. All the fasteners are new. All the chrome is new, the stainless is new. Just spectacular. So we looked at the body, we looked at suspension, brakes, things like that. All this stuff is really, really nice. And then we come in here, and this is right here. This to me is like level 10. Check this out. LS2 drivetrain, right? All aluminum block and heads, 400 horsepower. Look at the braided lines inside here. Look how much room is in here now. Do you know why there's so much room in here? Because this 69 body has been sandwiched on a 94 to 2002 chassis. So the total underneath of this car is a modern Camaro underneath, so it handles and rides significantly different than the subframe of a 69 Camaro. And look how everything fits so neatly and organized in here. Big fat radiator. This car has air conditioning in it. Condenser right up in here. The AC unit is buried down in here so it doesn't sit up here and be ugly. It's right down there. Power steering over here. Everything's been modified nicely. We have those carbon fiber valve covers built for it. Actually coil covers, but anyway. We had them done in red, which I thought looked really, really nice. Adjustable brake proportioning valve, power steering, power four-wheel disc brakes, the brains right there, all nicely taped up and done properly. Look how nice the wiring even is. The car is just so well built and so well finished. Come on over here and check this out. That's kind of cool. Here's proportioning valve for the brakes right here. Look at the overflow tanks and fills for the power steering. It's all hand done, pieces of billet. This car would even pass emissions if it was asked to. It still has the O2 sensors in it. It runs and drives so well. I know it sounds like I'm getting super excited about it and elaborating too much, but if you drove this car, you go, wow, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the nicest muscle cars we've ever had. Come on, let's check out the trunk for a minute. This is beautiful too. Got big Flowmaster exhaust. Can you come down here and look? Check out the whole suspension. Look at the size of that pipe. It's like an elephant leg coming back. Front and rear sway bars. There's the adjustable shocks in there. Posi-traction rear. big fat tires, big brakes all in there. This is kind of cool. Check this out. This is how you know this is not a 69 Camaro, because the modern Camaros had this storage area here. The gas tank was moved to there, out from underneath the car. Comes with a car cover, okay, and plenty of storage in here. Awesome, awesome car on the outside. Once you move to the inside, you know, we go from level 10 to level 11, 11.5. So let's check that out. All right, let's check out the inside of this here. We talked about tilt wheel, okay? The pedals alone are these cool, like aluminum billet pedals with rubber nubs on them, like you'd wear on the bottom of driving shoes, except they're on the pedals, so like your foot doesn't slip off. Parking brake is here, modern console out of a newer style Camaro. These are suede and leather seats. Got a fold down rear seat in there out of a newer style Camaro. Check out these gauges. These are the Autometer Pro Comp gauges, and you can change the color on them too, I believe, as well as the color that's on it right now, which is orange. And then it's got LEDs in the dash for the turn signals. That's cool. And then this right here, the high beams have been moved to here and off the floor. Look at that, lets you know that those are on. It's got air conditioning. These are the air conditioning controls, and this custom dash that's been built out of steel. It's very nicely done. I mean, this is all custom right here. Even the billet vents that are put inside here look great. You got these hidden polk tweeters down below. All right, got a power outlet here, 6-speed transmission, 6-speed. This is kind of cool here. Let me see if I know how to turn it on. This is the ultimate Camaro, okay? Then you got music, you got navigation. Look at this, you got nav in here. It's just awesome. I love this car, man. It's just so badass and smells like a new car inside, runs like a new car, but gives you that great style of old school. And the seats are awesome, awesome and comfortable. You got cup holders here. There's nothing your wife can't be saying, listen, it smells, it's loud, I don't like the ride. This thing rides, smells, looks like new, but goes like muscles of the 60s. One of the things I wanted to show you also, you know, we talk about the modernization of these cars. With the older cars, the carburetor cars, we'd pump the gas, you know, let it start, let it warm up for a little bit, things like that. With this drivetrain here, we're talking about 400 horsepower, we're talking about a 6-speed, because on the highway, you know, potentially you get well over 20 miles to the gallon, because it's turning only 1,500 RPMs. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to get at was when you hit the key, right, there's no pumping the gas. Just put the clutch down, and that's it. You know, in closing up this video, there's a gazillion things about the car that I didn't touch on. For instance, like the custom Billet Specialties steering wheel. You know, that steering wheel alone, by the time you do the half wrap, the horn, the adapter, all that stuff can be $500. We talked about, you know what, it has Eibach springs on it, which I did not mention, which gave it the ride height. It's got the coilover suspension we talked about. It's got hella headlamps in it. Oh, you know what else too? This is important. It doesn't have the old steering box in it anymore. This has the rack and pinion steering. By going to the new chassis underneath, you get rid of all the shock towers and all the stuff that used to be in the way of the Camaros down in here. And then you also get rack and pinion steering, which totally changes the way that the car drives, because this car handles so well. You got modern heat, modern air conditioning. We talked about the navigation, tilt wheel. Just, I mean, the list is so long, I'm a little embarrassed that I can't remember everything on the car, but I mean, it's got so much that you can easily see how someone can spend it. But I will say this to you, if you can afford to buy a car like this, I'm telling you, buy a car like this. You will never in your lifetime be able to reproduce it for anywhere close. As a matter of fact, you can buy this car probably for half the price. And the 5 years it would take, you could get it today, okay? Half the price of what it would cost to build, you could get it today and not have to wait 5 years. Enough of me rambling. Awesome, awesome car. In our top 10 of the cars we've ever had. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.